Hey, welcome everybody. We got a great session today. I'm excited to be talking about this. We're going to be diving a little bit into this idea of humanization of the digital experience, data, AI, technology. To do that, I brought on a newer friend of mine, Shashank Singh. He's currently the CEO and co founder of a cool company called Backstage AI. We'll be hearing a little bit more about that as we dive in today. But Shashank, thanks so much for joining. And how the heck are you?
I'm good. I'm glad we are doing this on a great day.
Yeah, yeah, never bad to get this kind of start the weekend with something like this. So excited to get into it. Would love to hear just a little more about your background and kind of what you guys are doing over there at Backstage AI.
Definitely. I'll just briefly give my background. I've been in the industry for more than 20 years. I uh, was born and brought up in India, did my undergrad in computer science and engineering in India, worked there for a couple of years, and then I moved to US, the land of opportunity. And was in East Coast. I worked mostly in the banks initially, like banks like Bank of New York Mellon, UBS, from the time and majority of the time in Goldman Sachs. Also did
Yep.
my MBA from NYU Stern in entrepreneurship and finance. That made me move away from finance and actually go to for the tech companies. So I joined the startup called Flurry. It was pretty exciting. We were doing we had the biggest, largest mobile analytics company out there, and we got bought by Yahoo. So I worked with all the ad exchanges across the world. So got a deep insight into like how brands are leveraging data to target and retarget customer and showing the relevant ads at the right moment of the time. From
Yep.
there, I moved on to another startup called Run Ads, got bought by Publicis. That was another great run. I was VP of engineering there, to build a lot of data engineering pipelines and led their data science team to build some really amazing products out there. And then I saw the world moving towards privacy, and
Yep.
my bet was that privacy is going to play a bigger role. So I moved away from Publicis and joined a startup called DataMarks, where we were building some really cool private data bank where consumer can deposit their data and earn some cool rewards and money. And from there, COVID happened, and we were like had some great ideas. So I thought, like, why not start something called Backstage?
Yeah.
What we are doing there is like from all my experience, I saw that the customer experience field right now is very kind of very static. And if you look at all the websites across the world, uh, it's giving one size fit all experience for everyone. Like
Yeah.
a 16-year-old person going over there versus a 30-year-old versus a 60-year-old, everyone gets the same experience on the website. While if you see the world has evolved so much that you need to personalize it and you need to give a much better experience to everyone on the website. So on that fundamental, and along with the technology changes with AI coming into the picture, with privacy playing a much bigger role, people are getting aware about their data. We thought, why not focus on something, create a cool product out of all these video, AI, and human touch, and change the whole digital experience on websites today.
I love it. Yeah, I love it. And I want to hear a little bit more about this, some of the problems you found and the solutions you guys are now kind of recommending to customers. So let's dive in just a big picture around this humanization of the digital customer experience. Like why is that a problem? What was broken? What made you guys start to think about like, wow, we got to do something here. This isn't working.
So it was not one single moment that when we realized that, hey, there's something like this needed. It was a period of over a period of time when you see. Let's roll back. Like let's talk when there was no internet. Like how the customer experience was. Like when you go to walk into a store, there would people know you, call you by your first name, like, hey Shashank, how are you? Welcome to my store, and what are you looking for? I will help you out there. Uh, and we used to have a great shopping experience. People would love to go to shops and have that experience, not just because of the product, but also the experience they were getting. Then came internet, and everything became online. Everyone started investing in having a website, doing e-commerce and stuff. And at the end of the day, what happened was it became so generalized. Every experience became so generalized that there's no personalization as such. When you go to an online store, nobody's there to welcome you. Nobody's there to say, "Hey, Shashank, what can I do for you?"
Yeah.
And while in the store, you're getting much different experience. So why there's so much difference between a physical experience in a physical world versus a digital experience? So that's where we thought, like, why not change something about it? Why not make it a little more humanized? When you go to a website, imagine somebody. a real human being there and saying, hey, welcome to my site, and let me know how can I help you.
I love
That's
that.
one of the things. Or different kind of community experiences where every online store almost becomes like a community experience where you're going, walking in, looking at the products. There are people who are demoing the products out there. They're talking about it. Like when you go to Costco, you see people actually, brands showing their products, demoing it out, doing unboxing event, all those kind of stuff that can happen on a brand website. And that was the mission we went after.
Yeah, I mean the fundamental thesis. Again, when I spoke to you first time, I just loved it because it is just true. I mean, there's something about walking into the neighborhood Starbucks,
Yeah.
and that's now. I mean, when I grew up in this small town, and there was this grocery store called the Alpine Market. Um, I won't say the gentleman's name, but to your point, man, you just walk in there and he'd say, hey, Gabe, and how's the family, and and he knew the community, right, and we knew him, um, and yeah, now when I'm on the internet, it sucks.
And we are there to change that. Like, if I also want to highlight the fact, I highlighted the fact that technology has moved on, privacy and stuff is playing role. But another bigger factor is like the consumer behavior has also changed a lot. If you
Yeah,
look at digital natives, the Gen Z millennials, they there are a lot of data around that they want more and more interactions with the brand. And if you look at most of the newer brands are actually coming out of these social media where they are like these influencers are creating their becoming a brand because they are so much closer to their customers. They know their needs. They understand who their fan followings are and what kind of product they can launch, and they launch the product and then they take on the market. And if you look, I mean, Mr. Beast has done that. Like Kim Kardashian has done that. You look at these new age brands, they are, and digital natives love that kind of thing, experiences they're getting from them.
yeah, yeah. I mean, again, the concepts, right? Let's dive a little more into the details. Do you feel that there is for this, like you were kind of just going through it, but in, this lends itself to more of a maybe a B2C type audience, maybe not as much B2B. Is that something you'd say is true? Or you're like, honestly, I think could be applicable for kind of anybody doing anybody with a website should be thinking about how to do it differently.
No, it applies to, I mean, obviously in B2C, it's a little more wider application and you're talking to billions of people out there. Uh,
Yeah.
but B2B is actually, I think it's much more important there. Now because all those B2B sales, if you look at, they are worth sometimes 6 figures to 7 figures of contract. They come discover your product on the website, and now you leave them on the mercy of your website experience, that they are obviously they are smart people, and they will read all the videos, all the text description and everything, and they will decide based on that whether they want to subscribe to your service or not.
What do you
uh,
feel like is the and again, this is just an interesting topic, so I'm going to keep rapid firing at you here, Shashank. But what do you feel like is, or maybe you're finding this? What are people liking the most about this? I'm going to call it modern experience. Is it seeing the unboxing? Is it joining live webinars? Is it um, chatting with people? Is there certain things or behaviors that you feel like is being now kind of validated, or is it so different that and again, a lot of people are like, oh, they gotten so used to not interacting with anybody on websites, they're like they don't want to have a part of this.
I think like what's standing out and what people like, especially the newer generation, is appreciating is about the authenticity of the brand. When they see these kind of experiences, and especially influencers doing unboxing and looking at the review and everything, it doesn't have to be. I mean, if you look at, a lot of content has moved towards from a production Hollywood style videos to very authentic videos, very authentic experiences, and people can resonate with it. It brings up loyalty. It brings up a lot of like retention. Like, this is the way you retain your customers. And very interestingly, like, I was reading one article like few days back. My co-founder shared it with me, and it's pretty amazing. It's completely changes the whole funnel, the way you think about the funnel, the top-down funnel. lot of new age customers are buying the product first, and then they're experiencing the product, the brand, and then they are building the loyalty.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you may be able to sell one product, but you may not be able to sell them back again if you're not having.
Yeah, like that the concept of building a brand with now doing, like, it's just becoming part and parcel. The interesting thing I think is, for, we work with a lot at customer, we work with a lot of B2C brands. So it feels so
Yep.
relevant to them as they do that. I think it's inching into B2B. I think you're going to see more of that type of concept, which it is, meaning like the brand is mattering more than just your direct marketing
Yeah.
activity
Yeah.
capabilities.
Yeah.
But the one follow up I had is, as I think about this concept of personalization, do you feel like, based on some of the things you guys offer, is it, are you seeing some more things that are working better? And again, this might be by industry or by type, but is it the live streaming of this or that is kind of capturing people the most, or is it recommending certain things when people jump onto the website? Is it personalizing the landing page when they're coming on? And again, I don't know all the things you guys have tested and played out, but what types of things are driving that increased engagement in your mind from a tactical activity standpoint? Personalized web pages, videos, live streaming,
Yeah.
demos, unboxing. What is it? Interactive content. What's kind of working, you feel?
I think like the biggest factor right now is like when we are doing some kind of influencer marketing, you have already an influencer who is using your product and you get them live on your website, and that drives a lot of traffic, also engagement, and people start seeing your product in a way associated with those subject matter experts. Uh, so we have worked with some of the like health and wellness companies where they get doctors, they get psychiatrists, they get other influencers live on the website, and you host that AMA sessions. And what we have built is like a two-way live stream. It's not just one-way live stream where people are just watching things. They can raise their hand and become a speaker, that kind of stuff. Chats are going on, interactivity. So it's like you connect to the level where you start associating that brand with that particular subject. So it's customer education plays a huge role in what we are talking about. It's like you're educating the customers. In return, data and insights play a big role. That hey, you know your audiences because you did like 50 different kind of live streams, let's say, and you with each live stream you can associate, create an audience segments, and you understand, hey, Shashank is into sports, this guy is into something else, and that person is into something else, and then you can tag along. You get first party data because now you're doing those kind of engagement which you were doing anyways on YouTube's of the world, Instagrams of the world, TikToks of the world, and you were not getting any kind of data from the consumer. What you were getting was vanity metrics saying, hey,
Yeah,
5,000 people joined my live stream. And what do you do after that? Like you can
yeah,
pat your back. Hey, I was able to grab attention of 5,000 people, but then you cross your fingers that hopefully some of them will come to my website. And I'm saying like, let's say not 5,000, like if you're getting 500 people on your website, that's much important, much bigger. And I'm not saying abandon social media, do that. That's a great way to discover, get your brand discovered, but then draw those niche customer who are really interested in your product to your website and engage with them, understand
yeah,
them, how they
yeah.
are interacting with what kind of content.
Or yeah, look, I mean, ultimately, to your point, you want to buy. To one more click on that. I mean, how do you find? Because I think some people, when they hear something like this, might just say, "Gabe, look, um, we, we already are live streaming on TikTok. We're already doing this social media platform. Like, now you want me to live stream on my website? What's the connection? Like, do you? It sounds like you're not saying abandon social, like you're saying. You're
Yeah, we're
just saying,
not.
like, but how do you bring the two together? Do you live stream on all of them, or do you?
So we can
Um,
connect. We can connect
how
all
do
the
how would you
platforms, and you
explain
can
that?
just go
How do you
live
bring it
from
back
your
together?
website. We believe your website is your primary field. That's your pitch. Put the best effort out there. Uh, do not abandon social media. Get the engagement there. Draw people to your website. So when they say I'm live, I got the best influencer live on my website. And if they say, hey, I'm also live on the website, if you want to talk to me, you want to ask a question, you want to raise your hand and become a speaker, come on my website and you get that experience. So you can do that. You can drive a lot of traffic from different social media to your website. So that's another way. So do not abandon your social media because that plays a big role in our strategy. because that's an ocean. But then you get those really niche customer to your website based on those engagements there, and you can ask them, like, come over on my website. You can incentivize, if you join my website in this conversation, ask a question, get 10% off, special codes or something like that. You can reward your customers, and in turn you're getting the first party data also.
Yeah, yeah. I like it. I like it. Such a fun talk track and a great idea. Again, just in principle, I think it's as you originally started. Like we've got to humanize this digital experience more and more. We're all looking for it. Maybe we don't need to have the John at the coffee shop or whatever saying hi as you land on a website, but I don't know. There seems like we've lost some of that balance. Is you kind of think we need to wrap here a little bit. Although I love to just hear about some of the fun things you've discovered and experienced. So thanks, Shashank, for taking the time. But for companies trying to get down this journey and find this idea of humanizing the digital experience,
Yeah,
what would be your advice for people trying to kind of start down this path? Um, what would you leave us with?
I think like it's a long journey. It's not going to be like you, whether you use Backstage or something else for that, humanizing your customer experience is going to be, you have to take the first step. And that first step is actually making your website much more interactive and much more fun place to be. It should not be just like an online catalog of products. It's because today all the websites is an online catalog of products. It's a directory. I can go through products and read the description. That's about it. Make it
Yeah.
much more engaging and fun place to be, and build a community. Community is the key, where your customer can relate to you, and they are looking for a certain kind of information. You become that leader in that space. They look at you not just for product but also for learning and educating themselves.
Yeah. Love it. I think that's a great talk track. Appreciate you taking the time. If someone wants to learn a little more about Backstage or, connect with you, what's the best way to do that, Shashank?
I'm on LinkedIn. Backstage.ai is our website. uh, Search Shashank Singh or Backstage on LinkedIn. You can find me over there, or
Cool.
Shashank at
Okay, man. All right. Well,
backstage.ai.
again,
That's my email address.
appreciate you jumping on, and for the audience, have a fantastic day.